Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. So let's get started. First going to start with a circle in the center of my paper, and then a slightly larger circle around that first circle that we just made. Also, we'll make an even smaller circle inside the first circle, and we'll just kind of fill that in dark so we can kind of determine the highlight and the dark pupil area of the eye. Okay, now we're going to add a detail line around the eye for the eye opening, and it gets a little closer toward the bottom, and then another detail line around it. And now just below the eye opening here, we're going to make a curved line, and then kind of a larger curved line that comes all the way around for the opening of the mouth, an inside line for the lip. And then we're just going to make kind of a jagged bumpy line here for all of his teeth, all the way across, and also a row of teeth on the bottom, so a jagged upside down line. Little curved line here for his tongue. All right, so now we'll come back up here and we'll kind of just add another curved line here for another detail, and then the outside of his head shape is going to kind of come like that, a curved line down. His horn, he has a horn on the top of his head here, so that'll be kind of like a triangle slanted to a rounded part for the top of his head here. And then on this side of his head here, we're going to make another horn shape. This one kind of shows on the kind of front part of his head, so we'll kind of bring it in toward that area here, and then this line will jump over here and we'll continue to make the side of his head. All right, so now what we're going to do is add his arm. We're going to come a little bit above. It's going to be kind of even with the top of his mouth here. So I'm going to bring a line down, slanted, and then in, kind of at an angle. And here we can kind of bump it out for his hands with 3 bumps here. 1, 2, 3. And we'll wrap his finger around like this. And then his thumb is going to be on the inside. So we'll just bring a line around like this and back up, following it parallel back in toward his body. All right, rounding out the bottom of his body here. Kind of an oval shape altogether, a little wider on this part of his mouth. Okay, now let's bring down 2 lines for his legs here. And they're kind of bent, and then back in, and then his foot is just going to kind of wrap around here. And we'll put his toenails, they're kind of pointy triangles, so 1, 2, and then we'll say kind of the outside one there, 3. All right, just bring that line back. Same thing for his other leg. It's going to be about even with the side of his mouth here. So again, we'll kind of slant them out, bend it back in slightly, and then round out the back of his foot underneath, and then his toenails are going to point out this way. So we have 1, 2, and then we see kind of the tip of his further toe here, and then we'll kind of wrap this around back in. Okay, so his hand up here will kind of show that he's waving, so we're gonna we'll invert his arm. So if this is kind of bent down, we'll bend this one up. So it's out, 2 parallel lines, and then we'll bend it up and in. And we'll make his hand here, so we'll kind of first make his thumb out this way with a nail, and then his fingers are gonna come up. So we have 1, 2, and then his pinky will be kind of in front of that, 3. And also we can make the tips of his nails. These nails we don't see because they're kind of hidden. He's got his hand wrapped around. All right. I just want to add one more detail line here for the bottom part of his eye. Here, moving on to some color. So the color is fairly easy for Mike Wazowski. We're going to start with blue that goes around the pupil of his eye. rest is going to be a shade of green. So depending on the green you have or the pressure of green you're going to be using, if it's crayon or marker, you can kind of vary the color green. I'm first just going to outline kind of the drawing, and if it's a thin space I can easily just add the filler in between. So I'll do that on the arms, and those are kind of thinner spaces. And the hands I'll wrap around, bring his arm back up and in. Okay, I'll move down to his legs. Go around his toenails. His toenails are going to stay kind of like an ivory white color, which I'm actually just going to leave the color of the paper. Okay, wrapping around to his leg on the other side, filling that space in. And then let's finish outlining the shape of his body. And then we'll go around his eye. So the detail lines we can kind of just go over. Just make sure you don't cover inside this area here, because that area is the white part of his eye. And his tongue is also going to be this shade of green. So I'll just go around his teeth. And again, this part I'm going over is his lip, so that does also have that shade of green. Okay, I'm going to use the wider part of my marker here just to fill in the space. And then the inside part of his mouth, I'm gonna leave a little darker. So I'll go to my black marker and just fill in this part of his mouth around his teeth. I'm just gonna kind of give him an outline to cover up some of the areas that I may have gone out of the lines. And following along down along his leg here, and his foot. And his other leg. And foot, here we go, around the other side of his body, and finishing off with his arm and his hand. And we'll give an outline to his eye as well. And his mouth. And last but not least, his very important teeth, as he is a monster. Let's just finish off his toenails as well. So we have a fully completed drawing, outlined and all. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. It's a lot of fun. Give him a try. Bye.